As we rapidly go into the week for certain times, the current pandemic has significantly changed our day-to-day life for most of our global workforce, while impacting how we conduct businesses and communicate with one another. So we have a range of cyber-related threats that have significantly grown alongside this, causing concerns for our chief technology officers, that's our CTOs, IT directors, COOs across the world. And with a spike of home working and the utilization of home networking like never before, we continue to leverage technology to unlock a remote approach to working, and in some instances on unsecured home public networks. So as our home working experience have been enriched by technology such as our Microsoft Teams that we're currently using, virtual private network, our VPNs and Zoom, it is clear that the increase in use is amplifying the global cyber crime threat. So the impact of COVID-19 will undoubtedly be felt for years to come. And although it's been a challenging time for individuals and organizations, therefore there is a vital role for ICT to play, and our reliance on these tools will continue to grow. So with the new shifts in technology and working practices, it also comes with new challenges and new cybercrime related activity. So this Tech Security Tuesday was bettered at this time just for you to help you now and also in the future with your cybersecurity and general ICT needs and requirements, just to know where you are and where you need to be in your security journey. So today we'll be introducing you to Sophos Central Email, and our speaker is Ahmed Abudu, a network and security engineer here at Ha-Shem. He'll be sharing with us some secrets and tips for maintaining a powerful cybersecurity and email system using Sophos Central Email. So before it begins, I would like to give us some tips of our housekeeping rules. Please, I want to crave your indulgence that I'll be recording this call and it will be made available to you after the session on our YouTube channel, and I'll be dropping the links to our various social media handles later for you to see. And just for us to have a seamless session, please kindly mute your mic if you're not speaking. And if you have questions, you can pair them down so that you don't forget. You ask them during the question and answer segment, where you either type it on the chat window or you simply signify with the raise of hand feature. I'll also be dropping a link to a short survey on the chat window. Let us know how we're doing so that we can make necessary adjustments where possible. And also, like I mentioned before, I'll be dropping links to our various social media handles. Please follow us, like us, and be well informed on events like this. So at this point, I'll be handing over to our speaker. Get your books and your pen ready, and I wish you have an insightful session. Over to you, Ahmed. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Catherine. That was a good introduction. Thank you, and good morning, everyone. So we'll dive straight into the Sophos Central email topic today. So the first thing here is introduction. My name is Abudu Ahmed, as Catherine has rightly said. Opeyemi, I'm network and security engineer for Ha-Shem Limited. My hobbies include watching football, reading, acquiring knowledge, and also traveling. I'm a tech enthusiast and I have certifications in Cisco and Sophos. So the basic agenda for today, the first thing we are going to talk about is the current IT security challenges that's facing organizations worldwide. Then I introduced Sophos Central Email and the benefits of choosing Sophos Central Email along with the features. Then you take a demo session and you ask questions. In real world scenarios, cyber criminals actually need to combine multiple complex techniques to actually compromise a single device, maybe a server or computer. The greatest risk from attackers is not just individual campaigns. It is campaigns that are orchestrated to just one attack. And it is also connected attack that occur simultaneously and interconnected to achieve a common goal. This type of attacks are nightmares of IT administrators who are actually caught unaware and insufficiently protected. So the first stage of this type of attack is delivery. The attackers deliver the package into your environment. So this is where Sophos sits in the threat chain. Sophos email here is here to help you protect you from phishing, from attackers that are willing to enter into your organization and cause damage into your organization. So email is a huge threat vector ranging from phishing, spam, and business email compromise, ransomware. The list of threats is long, and email gives attackers a direct line to their victim, that's the users in your organization, for compromise. Why there's no silver bullet when it comes to phishing, Sophos can help you at every point in the attack chain to mitigate each attack that is being orchestrated by these cyber criminals. So, what is Sophos email? Sophos email is a cloud-based secure email gateway solution for Sophos Central. Sophos email provides a centralized management and reporting with fast and simple setup. It is just a white label hostel email security solutions that block unwanted email threats before it reaches your corporate network. Its unique technology also identifies address sharing and source of spam into your network. And it also provides concrete tool for preserving the integrity of your primary email address. Sophos email offers automatic inbound email queuing, which assures email continuity in the event of any local server outage. Maybe your local exchange server is out. Sophos email offers email continuity by queuing your email for you till when your server comes up. And it also offers outbound email filtering that protects your reputation and helps to avoid business disruption due to IP address blacklisting. Sophos email integrated with Sophos Cloud provides you the configurability that you need to address a wide range of customer requirements with automation and simplicity needed in managing a large number of users in your environment. For you to just use Sophos email, just basically as simple as just putting your record MX record exchange on your DNS provider. So the product is built to integrate seamlessly with popular email platform and engineered to keep your business safe from email threats simply by stopping spam, phishing, malware, and data loss. Sophos email helps you to prevent business downtime. As I explained earlier, in an event where your email server experiences an outage or a power failure or a disruption to a cloud-based service, Sophos email will automatically spool your email until it is back up, then deliver those email with a retry period of 5 days. It will also alert your administrator that Sophos email was unable to deliver the emails to the Sophos Central dashboard so that you can be proactive in terms of resolution of any issues in your environment. So the latest enhancements to Sophos email goes further, preventing outbound email data loss and also inbound malware threats, and also synchronizing defenses with other Sophos products such as endpoint and phish threats to respond to email threats inside your organization. So it also features a robust policy control to provide greater visibility and management of your organization data. Sophos email is basically compatible with both on-premise server and cloud service. So it offers seamless integration with Office 365, Google App, and Exchange servers. So here is a basic illustration of how Sophos email works. A user is trying to send a mail to a receiver in a different domain. So here the sender mail client will send the email to their company mail server. So the first thing the mail server needs to do is to figure out where the mail for sophos.com, which is the recipient domain, is located. So to do this, it uses the sender's mail DNS to look out for the recipient's domain. So the DNS server responds with the MS exchange record for the recipient's domain, which is configured to be Sophos Central email on your domain provider. As when you've already your MX record exchange on your domain provider. So the company mail server gets the server to forward the mail from your domain provider. So that is where inputting your MX record comes in. So from the previous slide, now the mail server knows where to deliver the email. That is delivering it to global training at sophos.com. It just needs to send it to the Sophos Central mail server that was configured initially. So when Sophos Central receives the email, it scans the email for virus and spam in respect to the policy that is being enforced on your Sophos Central dashboard. So it also checks the sender against allow and block list so as to allow or block the email. After that, if the email is clean, Sophos email delivers the email to the recipient's mail server, and from there, the recipient's mail client will download the email for the users. So as of now, currently, there is no way to stop spammer from sending emails directly to the recipient's mail server by hitting the public address directly, bypassing Sophos gateway. To prevent this, the company mail server must be configured so that it will only accept inbound mails from Sophos email. This means that if the spammer tries to send an email directly to the company mail server, it will be rejected. However, when the email is coming from Sophos email, they are accepted and delivered to the recipient. So there are basically two types of licenses that is available with Sophos email, the standard and the advanced. The advanced license gives you more security features as compared to the standard, and it is Sophos recommended license for your organization. So the features of the advanced license, includes time of click protection, yes, where Sophos email performs an XSL lookup when a link is clicked. If the link is malicious, it is blocked. Otherwise, if it is clean, the action taken when you click the link will depend on what you specified in the policy on Sophos Central. Also, it contains another feature, impersonation protection, which detects that email that pretends to be from well-known brands or from very important people in your organization. Another is Sandstorm, email that contains active malicious content are sent to this or are detonated in this isolated virtual environment where they are opened and checked. If the email are found to be malicious, they are removed. So these are some of the features that comes with the advanced license for Sophos email. So when a new customer with email advance is created, these features are turned on by default for the customer. To configure Sophos email, firstly, the first thing you have to do is you have to configure your mailboxes. So these mailboxes can be created manually or by synchronizing your Active Directory. That's synchronizing the mailboxes from your Active Directory. If there is no mailbox in Central for a given email address, then Central will reject any emails that comes to that address. It wouldn't accept it. Those type of email are going to be rejected. So mailboxes should be created. That's the first thing in line when you're doing any configuration. Mailboxes will also be created for any user that is manually created in Sophos Central as long as an email is defined. You have to define an email so that you can create a mailbox in Sophos Central. The domain used for the email address should match one of the domains that is already configured during the setup. So mailboxes will also be created for Active Directory users that have a primary SMTP address, which includes contact and also distribution list. You can also import users and users group from Active Directory to Sophos Central, and you can also configure settings for Azure Active Directory synchronization. For mailbox and user synchronization, only one of AD Sync or Azure Sync can be chosen. Once this is selected, there's no option to switch back. If you are using Azure Sync, there's no filter and it will automatically import all the objects in Azure. So after adding your mailbox, you will need to verify your domain you want Sophos email to process email for, and also add the TXT record required to verify the domain on the domain provider. After, you have to take the TXT record from Sophos and input it on your domain provider so you can verify your domain and add it to Sophos Central. So you can also configure your MX record pointing to Sophos email gateway as the mail server that is actually responsible for receiving inbound emails for your domain. So it's basically a good practice to lower the MX record when you are configuring it on your domain provider to maybe 600 seconds or less. This allows time for the change to propagate and gives a quick way to reverse the change if there's any unexpected problems. So lastly, you have to specify your mail server not to accept email from any external source, only from Sophos mail server, because there is no way you can try. Sophos can block spammer eating your public IP of your mail server directly. You can only stop your email server from accepting emails from any other mail server except Sophos mail servers. So one of the features of Sophos email gateway is multi-factor authentication. So basically, using multi-factor authentication means that the admin must use another form of authentication apart from their username and their password. If you log into Sophos Central and see a warning about MFA, it's better to attend to it because MFA provides an additional layer of security that is in addition to the first factor, which is the username and password authentication used to log in on Sophos Central. So MFA supports Google Authenticator. It also supports Sophos Authenticator, SMS, and email authentication to sign in as second factor. So MFA is not actually mandatory, but Sophos Central highly recommends it to protect the account. So you also see this banner for all users who do not have multi-factor authentication enabled on their account. So it is always good to have a second factor authentication to protect you against threats. If you consider sending, or if you are sending your outbound emails via Sophos email, then your sender policy framework record should be updated. This should be done because spammer may send email that appears to come from your domain by forging the from field in the email. This is actually called spoofing. So the SPF record actually tells the mail server receiving emails from or claiming to be from your domain how this type of messages are processed. By adding the sender policy framework record to your domain, or your recipient can identify which mail server sent email from your domain, or which email server can send an email from your domain. The SPF record tells the mail server of the person you are sending the email to that your email comes from your domain and it's not a spam or any other type of message from any other source. So you can add your SPF record at your domain. For example, when you send an email from your domain to someone, their server will check that the SPF record at your domain matches the mail server. If it doesn't match it, then the message might be rejected as spam. So at a very basic level, you need to specify where all email can be sent from your domain. So just make sure to append your existing SPF record with Sophos entry and wait for 24 hours for the DNS chain to propagate before redirecting your outbound emails via Sophos Central. Once all your emails are being processed via Central, then it is ideal for you to drop other locations. So Sophos Central email also comes with the capability of filtering spam. That's spam filtering. Each email is scanned against the spam rule. The higher the score, the more likely the message is a spam. So message with the highest spam score are actually rated as spam, while messages that are categorized based on their spam score. And you can also choose how the categories are processed. So Sophos email splits this into three categories. So the first one is spam email, which are mails that conform to known and verified spam patterns. Those are messages that have a known pattern of attack. So there's also the bulk message, which are solicited message that are sent using mass mailing system, maybe newsletter or a mailing list to send email to list of recipients. So another is suspected spam, which are messages that does not score above the spam level and it's also below the threshold that is deemed clean. So some of these emails falls into this category of suspected spam. So for each category, you can choose an action ranging from quarantine. You can quarantine those emails, those spam emails. You can choose to deliver them if you choose, or you can delete them. And also you can also tag their subject line. So these are how these emails are handled by Sophos Central. So we also have smart banners on Sophos Central. When you turn on this smart banner, a message is or a banner is usually displayed at the top of your inbound email to show that the email is trusted. So before you turn on this configuration or this smart banner, Sophos usually advise configuring your outbound gateway to route through Sophos. You have to route your email through Sophos. That's your outbound email through Sophos. This means that Sophos can be able to strip the banner on replies and forward outside the company. You can also choose to edit those texts or words in between the banner. So you can choose the edit banner text to change those messages in the banner. You can also choose to send a quarantine summary message to each of your protected mailboxes. This type of message contains a table that contains all the list of spam messages that were quarantined since the last time the summary was sent. So you can schedule when these messages are sent, including the days of the week, the time. You can also select your time zone. Users can also release or delete quarantined spam messages by clicking the appropriate link in the quarantine summary messages. Alternatively, users can also check and manage their quarantine email in the self-service portal for easy management overhead so that you won't have too much to configure or too much to manage as an IT administrator yourself. Sender checker, their features also is also one of the features of Sophos Central. These features enhances security. The sender checks makes use of protocol such as DMARC, which is domain-based message authentication, reporting, and conformance policy protocol. This protocol, DMARC, is designed to help you minimize false positive and reduce successful phishing delivery and prevent email spoofing. DMARC also brings together the features of both DKIM and SPF, while also providing a feedback loop to the domain of any system that may have been spoofed. You also have SPF here. SPF, as I said earlier, it also instructs the receiving mail server about which email and claiming to be from a particular domain, and also guidance on how this email should be processed in the event of any failure. So DKIM, which is also a process of cryptographically signing different sections of an email. So on receipt of the email, Sophos email can use this cryptographic signature to validate where these said emails has originated from the claim source, or maybe it has been opened and modified in transcripts. Another here is the header anomaly. So the header anomaly, the purpose of this feature is to detect whether someone is pretending to send email from your domain as part of a phishing attack. This works by first checking to see if the from header in the email points to your domain. Sophos next check to see if the email that is being sent has originated from an external source. If both of these conditions are matched, then it is compared to the envelope sender address. So if there's any difference here, there's a high chance that it is a phishing email and the email should be quarantined. So the first setting here is the enhanced email content here, as you can see here, and also file property scan. And this is the highest level of protection from Sophos email. That is basically enhanced email. It helps you to scan against malware. So it is the highest level of security from Sophos. The second setting here is to manage email that Sophos can't scan. So these settings applies to inbound messages only. You can choose what happens to message that are unscannable. So you can choose ranging from quarantine. You can also choose to deliver or delete here. So there are sometimes messages that actually can't be scanned. So there are various reasons that Sophos email may not be actually able to scan this type of messages. So the first is if the file is identified correctly, but the software can't access the file to decompress or scan it. Sophos central gateway might not be able to read this type of file or scan this type of file. If the file is also corrupt, it might not be able to scan it too. Another is the antivirus scanner times out when it's attempting to scan the email. There are actually several reasons why this can occur. Some example is just I'll just give an example. When a file is compressed and in a lot of nested levels, and when the antivirus scanner exceeds the time limit to be able to scan those files. So if the attachment is also too large, it may not be able to scan this type of attachment there. So we are here Sophos Sandstone. So Sophos Sandstone is Sophos next gen cloud-based sandbox technology that gives organization an extra layer of security against gives you extra layer of security against ransomware and malware and targeted attacks. It is the only network sandbox to use deep learning analysis for more effective detection of malware. So with these features, basically ranging from being a cloud-based solution, powerful and a next generation sandbox technology with deep learning analysis means that you can quickly and accurately detect and block, also respond to advanced persistent threats on your network and also zero-day threats on your network also. That's also on your infrastructure. So Sophos Sandstone is fully integrated into Sophos security solutions. So you just have to simply update your subscription and uh, apply the Samsung policy. Then you are all protected and you'll be running in a matter of minutes. So Samsung sends email that may contain any active malicious content an isolated cloud virtual environment that is hosted by Sophos, where they are opened and checked. Uh, this is actually designed to protect against advanced persistent threats and zero-day attack, as I said earlier. If these emails that are being sent to the hosted environments are found to be malicious, they are removed. This actually works through behavior monitoring and also amongst other checks, leveraging on the power of Cisco Intercept X. So Sophos Synchronized Security is a cybersecurity as a system, cybersecurity working as a system as a whole. This is just Sophos products actually working together in real time. So advanced attacks from cyber criminals are more coordinated than ever before. So now with synchronized security from Sophos, your defenses are too synchronized to mitigate any attack that is being launched by these cyber criminals. So Sophos is actually revolutionizing security by synchronizing the next generation network and also next generation endpoint security, giving you an unparalleled protection. So to stop all these sophisticated threats, you need security products that work together as a system, protecting your users and corporate data across all points of the network. With Sophos Synchronized Security, that's exactly what you get. The Sophos Synchronized Security Heartbeat, it shares intelligence in real time across a trusted channel between your endpoints and also your firewall. The simple step of just synchronizing security products that previously operated as an independent solution creates more effective protection against advanced malware and targeted attack. So Sophos takes synchronized security with email beyond the benefits of unified management in Sophos Central, creating new ways to connect email security with other Sophos solutions to respond to risks inside your organization so that you are more uh, coordinated. You are more coordinated than the attackers. Sophos synchronized security is just available when you have Sophos endpoint license and Sophos email license. You have to have those two licenses for centralized or Sophos synchronized security. So here I'm trying, as you can see on the screen here, is an example of synchronized security in which Sophos email and the endpoints are working together to isolate and remediate threats in an environment. So when your domain is actually used to spread spam and phishing email, it can impact your reputation as an email sender and as a trusted business. So there are actually common symptoms of compromised email activity, but busy teams might struggle. to notice, leaving these undetected threats to infiltrate your organization. So synchronized security monitors outbound email, and it asks if 5 or more of these email are sent or are classified as spam are being sent from a mailbox within a 10-minute period. If we detect outbound spam being sent from a device, it will isolate that mailbox of the device to prevent the attacks from actually spreading in the organization. So as a list of users is shared between Sophos Central and all other products in Sophos Central, Sophos email can alert the endpoints associated with that mailbox to carry out a scan for infection. Perhaps maybe the computer has become a part of a botnet, for instance. The Sophos endpoints will attempt to automatically clean up any infection and restore access with the email admin being alerted through Sophos Central dashboard. Sophos also puts your business continuity as important. It also lists your business continuity as a very important feature when creating the solution. So first, automated alerts are uh, automated alerts let uh, your central administrator know if the mail can't be delivered, maybe due to probably a cloud storage outage or any other form of outage, so that they can inform their users first. Secondly, as Sophos Cloud Gateway cancels email for threats before it reaches Office 365 mail servers. It can queue the mail to make sure that the mail is never lost before it even gets to your Office 365 address. So thirdly, the emergency inbox gives indirect access to the queued email to stay productive. So the emergency box works like this. If a cloud email service provider such as Office 365 suffers an outage, then this email are automatically queued in Sophos email for as long as the outage continues, so that the end users can be able to access those emails via the emergency inbox in their self-service portal. Once the service is restored on your mail servers, maybe your Office 365, as I said earlier, mails are simply delivered directly to their inbox. So ensuring your users stay productive during any cloud email outage. So to summarize all what I said here, there are, here are the layers of protection from Sophos email. First, with the IP reputation filtering, blocks uh, up to 90% of spam at the door. So email will then pass through a number of other filters, including sender authentication and display name check, blocking all those fraudulent email from delivering spam and phishing email. So after that, Sophos email anti-spam and antivirus security, then they accurately pre-filter traffic so that only suspicious files are being sent to the ATP service, that's the Advanced Threat Protection Service. So the Advanced Threat Protection Service includes the time of click URL, where the email links are rewritten to block any malicious URL before they can reach the employee inboxes. Then we have Sophos Sandbox, Sophos Cloud Sandbox, which uses the latest artificial intelligence to stop the latest known and also unknown malware threats in your organization, including ransomware, zero-day attack, and ATPs, advanced threat protection, while detonating all these suspicious files in a virtual machine environment. Ensuring your users stay productive is another layer here on the summary of what I spoke about. So ensuring during any cloud email outage, you have email continuity. So first, Sophos automated alerts let IT admins know if mail can't be delivered due to probably a cloud outage so that they can inform their users first. Second, as Sophos email gateway scans mail for threats before it reaches services like Office 365 mail server. Sophos email can actually queue the emails to make sure that it is never lost. Then the emergency inbox here gives end users direct access to the queued email to stay productive. So lastly, here is protection against sensitive information. So with Sophos, with the content control, it allows you to filter both inbound and outbound messages for specific file type, maybe a keyword or file name as to prevent data loss. Then you also have encryption here. This is where the standard email is converted to an encrypted email. Maybe the whole email is encrypted or just your attachments on the email is encrypted. So I'm going to unshare my screen now and share a demo page of Sophos Central Email so we can get to see how it works. So can anyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, I can see a screen.
Okay, thank you
Yes.
so much.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So at a glance, this is Sophos Central Dashboard. The first thing here is your inbound activity summary that shows all your email in your organization. That's the inbound email coming from outside into your organization. Then you have your outbound active summary here, and your advanced threat summary. Sorry, I think it's still loading. Okay, I can go on when I go to the next page, hopefully. So you have your at-risk users here. These are all available on the dashboard at a glance. So let me just go to the logs and reports here. Okay. So the first thing on the log here is your message history. Once you click on this link, you can actually view all the message history of your log or all the logs on message history on Sophos Central. You can actually view that. And then you can come to your report here. Maybe you want to generate a report for your boss who wants how users are faring or how Sophos email is actually protecting your organization from threats. So you have your message summary report here. You have advanced threat reports that is being, these are threats that is being submitted to Sandstorm to scan. So this type of report, you can get it. These are the files that Sandstorm has scanned and reported. Maybe it is clean or it is malicious. Then you also have your time of click summary here. The time of click summary is those email links that are being sent through email to your users. Maybe they are quarantined or are delivered. Those emails that contain all this time of click links are actually found in the report. Then your at-risk user and your data loss prevention policy here. So sorry, let me scan. Let me just give me a minute. I just want to sign in. So Okay, just some few seconds. It's loading so I can share again. Okay, sorry for that disruption. I just had to sign in again. So yeah, you have people here. People are the basic unit of management on Sophos Central. So I have 3 users here. So here you can search for the list of users. If there's a long list of users, you can just search for list of users here. And here you can add your users. Maybe you want to add them manually, one after the other, or you want to import users from a CSV file. So you have your groups here also. You can also create groups for users. Maybe you have a technical group or an accounting department. You can also create groups for them here. So you have mailboxes here. These are list of mailboxes here. You can actually add from here. This is another way to add here. One you can add manually. Import your mailbox, then the Active Directory synchronization, you can actually do it here. That is, you can go to either the settings, you can also do it from the settings here. So you can also choose to delete. This is delete. You can choose one of the users and delete here. So here you also find your quarantine emails. Maybe you want to check these emails against dates, maybe ranging from one date to another. You can actually choose to check your quarantine dates here. Then you have your release here. You can actually click on those emails if they are being quarantined. If you choose to release them, then you click on the message and click release. Then maybe you want to delete. There's also delete here. Sorry, it's not populated data. So the policies are also here too. So this is the base policy for email security on Sophos Central and the data loss prevention policy. You can also choose to add a policy here. Maybe you want to add, you have to choose on maybe an email security or a data loss prevention policy. You can choose, let me just try to create a policy so that we can all see. So at a glance, uh, this is the policy page. You can put the name of the policy, let's say test, and you have to assign users to the policy, assign some users to the policy, then you move them to the policy. You can also add groups to the policy. So groups can be added to the policy. You can also add domains to the policy. You also have to add your domains. The domains where your user are located, you also have to add this to the policy. You add your domains to the policy. Then you settings here. So these are some of the, or almost likely most of the features I spoke a while ago. This is the policy and how you address some of these messages, or how or the action you choose to take against these messages. Yeah, these messages. So this is a confirmed spam message. You can choose to quarantine, to delete, or deliver. These are bulk messages that are sent from mailing lists, maybe newsletter or something. You can actually choose the type of action that you want. This is the smart banner here. You can choose to turn on the smart banner here for your emails that are being routed out through Sophos Central. So you can also check your send a quarantine summary email and check this box. If you choose to send a quarantine summary to each user in your Sophos Central, you can specify a day that you want to send it. Uncheck some of these days here. So that means I'm trying to send it on Wednesday, Thursdays, and Friday at 1 a.m. to these users here. So these are those policy, the SPF that protects or basically tells the recipient mail server on how to take actions on email that are sent. The SPF here, DKIM, you can choose to enable all these features for maximum security here. and you can choose to take action if these policies or these features, security features are not met. You can choose to reject these emails. Choose to reject these emails for maximum security. Then the Sophos Enhanced Content and File Property Scan, which is the highest level of Sophos security scan against threats. This one is automatically checked on default for you in the policy. Then here you can choose how you manage unscanned emails here. So these are the time of click protection that protects your users from clicking malicious links. It actually scans the link. So any high or medium risk, you can choose how you can respond to that. Then this is the Sandstorm, where you can send messages to our virtual cloud hosted virtual machines, so they can be detonated and checked if there's any malicious file or a malware in the email. So all these are checked by default. Then it have to come up and you have to save the policy here. So the policy here is the first policy here. So this policy overrides the default policy here on Sophos Central, Sophos Email Central. So once you create this is the base policy that has been created for all users. So once you start creating individual policies for your organization, this base policy, this individual policy are going to override the base policies. This one, it's also a policy, but we'll skip that since I already showed us how to create a policy. So on to settings. So these are the settings. These are some of the settings that you can get there. This is your AD sync settings. This is from where you have to manage your Active Directory synchronization when importing users or importing mailboxes to Sophos Central. Then your role management, assigning roles to your users. Which users do you want to make a super admin, an admin, or a read-only user, or perhaps just an ordinary admin? So this is token management, where you can manage your token. Then your multi-factor authentication, where you can choose the second factor on how to sign in your admin users here. So synchronized security here. This is synchronized security that protects your organization by bringing or by leveraging on all the Sophos products to work together as one. Okay. So this is our enterprise allow and block list. You can choose to create a list specifying the domains that you want to allow. Maybe you don't want those domains emails to be scanned or to be put against those policies that you set. You have to specify those lists here, like, and the block list I can click in to show us. Okay, here for example, I specified Ha-Shem.com as allowed. That means that any email coming from Ha-Shem.com will not be subjected to any policy that I created on Sophos Central email. That means that it's going to allow any email from Ha-Shem.com, since you've already selected this as a trusted domain here. So this is your domain settings here. Here you can actually choose to add your domains here. If you have any additional domains that you want to add, you can choose to add those domains here. Put your domains and specify your mail host, IP, or the fully qualified domain name. Then you can verify the domains. After doing this, it's going to give you a .txt file that you can upload on your domain provider. So here you have your configure external dependencies. These are your MX records that are to be uploaded to your domain provider, so that mails coming from or outbound emails can be sent to Sophos email. So this basically specifies Sophos email as your receiving server for mail for your own domain. So you have to take this record and update it on your domain provider. To outbound settings, maybe you want to route your email. That's very compulsory, maybe when you are trying to set up a smart banner, but it's an ideal thing for you to always route your outbound email through Sophos gateway. to be completely protected, both inbound and outbound. So this is the encryption settings there. So this is the setting to allow encryption for users. You are trying to encrypt some specific users in your organization. So before you turn on so this gives you an option to encrypt your email. Maybe you want to encrypt the whole email, or you want to encrypt only attachments that is being sent by those users. You can actually do those settings here. So this is your URL allow. Your URL allow list. Your URL allow list gives you prevents Sophos email from scanning those URLs or subjecting them to the time of click scan. So your some of those URLs that are being sent through your email will not go through scanning before they are sent to the users. So you can put those URLs here. So you have here is enforcing TLS connections. You are trying to enforce TLS connection between mail servers that you are trying to send a mail to. It's quite ideal, but there's a supported version for TLS to on those servers before you can enforce your TLS connections. Then your VIP management here. Your VIP management gives you some of the users that are subjected to phishing in your environment, maybe your CEO or your CTOs. You can actually list those VIP users there. So Sophos will do a good scan against most email that come in from these people here. So I think I've showed us a broad summary of Sophos central email. And share my slides. If there's any question.
Okay, thank you very much, Ahmed, for that wonderful session. And thank you, listeners. We've gotten to the question and answer segment. Please, if you have questions, you can drop it on the chat window or just simply use the raise your hand feature. I will call on you to ask your question. Questions or further clarification on anything Ahmed has said during the course of the presentation? Okay, that shows that we have all been well informed on Sophos Central email. And going forward, we'll be implementing everything that Ahmed have said in our environment as an organization. Okay, thank you once again, everyone, for your time today. And I hope you had an insightful session. Please don't forget to fill our feedback form. It's on the chat window. Let us know how we're doing. Let us get feedback on today's session so that we can improve better. And also, there's a link to our various social media handles. Please don't forget to like us, follow us, and reshare. And be well informed on events